Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to another episode of Life with Marion and Joe. If you don't know me, my name is Joe, and this channel is all about stuff that my wife and I do, whether it be traveling or decorating for the holidays or whatever I choose to share with you. So it's been a few weeks since I've actually been on to see you guys. I think the last time I did something was, preparing for the takedown of Christmas. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about something before I get into a little bit of winter. For almost 2 weeks we were on a cruise, and so what I had to do is, for those of you that don't know me, I do a lot of things for Christmas. I think this year I had about 10 trees, and what I had to do was, we had company right up until December 30th. So what I had to do was on the morning of December 31st, I started taking everything down, and we left on our cruise on January 7th. So I worked every day a lot, like a lot of hours every single day. I was logging almost 30,000 steps a day from taking everything down. But it got to the point where I had to pack and we had to leave. So I left the Foyer up, which was Santa's Sweet Shop. So for those of you that know, that is an intense area. There was so much. So when I got back on the other day, I had that to tackle. So I finally got that done. I finished it, I think, a day or so ago. I still have some little remnants. I'm looking at something right there that needs to be put away. So most of it is put away and organized and all of that other stuff. So it's time now to readjust the house to the winter season. Okay, so here we're in the Northeast. We're in New Jersey, northern New Jersey. And the winter here is very dark and very dank, and it's always cloudy and whatnot, and kind of, depressing. So what I choose to do, especially since after fall and Christmas, which was so abundant, starting at the end of August, right through Christmas, I have the house filled with color and filled with so much stuff, in the fall, all the pumpkins and the leaves and whatnot. And then, I start Christmas before Halloween, and, all of that and the abundance of everything. So what happens is, when I take everything down, it actually feels like I can breathe a little bit. So that's what I want to do in this reset, is to breathe a little. So every time I say that, I always think of my grandmother, because my grandmother used to do that all the time. She used to say in Italian, she'd say, "I need air. I want to feel light. I want to feel air." Usually she would do that in the springtime. She would, she would make me roll up the rugs and all of that other kind of stuff and change to light, curtains and stuff like that. But I feel like that way right now. So what I'm choosing to do is, I'm going to do things that are, which I usually do, for those of you that know me, for the winter. I try to do a lot of, white window treatments, just so that it makes the room feel a little bit brighter. Like I said, we have a lot of dark, cloudy days, so that white gives a sense of lightness. Also, not everywhere, but as much as I can, I tend to use a lot of glass. Glass bowls, glass fixtures, glass things, to not only, mimic the ice, which is outside, but again, to give a sense of lightness. Now, dark things I do tend to use here and there, especially in the terms of pine cones, because I like pine cones for the winter season, as well as a little bit of greenery, because I have to be careful, because that greenery can add a little bit of heaviness, which I don't want. But I do add a little bit of that, as well as some white branches. Okay, so I actually don't know what I'm going to share with you today. I think I'm going to start a little bit in the family room. I will do that. I'll show you what I'm going to do in there. And then over the next couple of days, I'll move on into, it's going to be very, very simple. No money spent. The important thing. And so I hope you enjoy it and stay with me, and I'll be talking to you throughout the video. I guess now's a good time too to say, if you haven't, please subscribe. It does help the channel out. It's free to do so. Give me a thumbs up. It doesn't take much to just press that little button, because it gets my video out to a little bit more people so that I can get a little bit more views because they've been bad as usual. And I would love to get a few more views out there. Okay, everybody, take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, so we're going to start here at the sofa table on the entrance. You can see it's a glass top for that lightness, and it has the metal legs on it for very delicate kind of a light look. Remember, I don't want anything too heavy. I'm using this vessel on the top of it. It has that same iron look, and I'm using a piece of garland inside there as my base and my sticking point. I'm going to use a little bit of greenery right here, and you can see I have a variation of different kind of fir and cedar and white pine picks to really look like what we would see greenery during the winter. And I'm adding in these pine cones right in here for that winter look. So that's where I am so far in that. And I think that's all I'm going to put on that table. Again, I want to keep it more simplistic after all of the heaviness that we had from the fall and into Christmas. And in the corner right there, I have those white branches. Now the coffee table also has a glass top on it, and it just lends itself to being that lighter kind of a look. And I was going to put this bowl here on its own, but I decided it needed a little bit of texture, so I'm using this. I'm going to put the bowl in there with some pine cones which have white tips on them so that it looks a little bit wintry. And then I'm also going to add on the coffee table a white book which has gold edged pages and then 3 crystal candlesticks. All right, moving over to the wall unit right now. I'm going to start up here with these 2 pieces right here with pine cones in them. And then this is a vase-shaped lamp to give some lightness to that middle shelf right there. And I put a mirror in the back of it so that it reflects the light. And I'm using these goblets right here, and I'm going to put tea lights in there, which I don't have right now. And I added a little bit of greenery and pine cone. Now right down below, I used a little bit of darkness just to give it a little bit of texture. I used these black books. Most of them have gold writing on them, but they're all black books with those candles and some greenery. Now in each one of these cubbies, to keep it light, I'm using crystal pieces. And you'll see as it goes on, I have just about 2 crystal pieces on each one of the cubbies, except in the middle ones, I have these crystal sleighs, which, I guess you could use them for Christmas. I didn't, but they have a winter vibe to them, and they're crystal, so they go very well right now in this vignette. Okay, so on each side of the fireplace, we have these like little bookshelves right here. And again, I'm carrying out the glass theme with some greenery, some books, and a couple of pictures of me and Marianne and cruises, because we do that during the winter time, so it goes with that. The mantle is very simplistic. If you know me, I go crazy with the mantle, and this one is really simplistic. It just has some pine picks at each end as well as some pine cones. And here is the room. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll be seeing you really soon. Don't forget, subscribe. It's free, and a thumbs up really helps me out. Okay, buddy, take care. Bye-bye.